Welcome back to the rest of the story. I'm going through the corn planter one last time, maybe. The goal is to be planting corn by tomorrow. So what I'm doing, my intentions are, going through, I'm putting water in the tank right now. I'm gonna put a fair amount in because I have to run this. I'm gonna run this for about 10 minutes before I go through and check for any leaks. My biggest concern is these hoses right here. I guess I've been told that they do like to leak a little bit. That's why we're running water through it this first time around, just to find anything that's going to give me issues. Once I get done with this, I got a couple things to do. I'm going to go ahead and put seed in the planter, get that all ready to go. All the row units have been greased. Well, the planter has been greased. All the row units have been set to the proper seed depth for corn. The planter itself is ready to go, other than the fact I have to set the population yet, which will be at this particular farm, it'll be at 36,000. It's got the soil to support it. Everybody's tired. Anybody want to adopt some puppies? Say they need homes. The 46, we just got some lights ordered for that. We're going to put LEDs on all 8 of them, so I'll be doing that yet later today. That's why I'm trying to get this done right now. But for the most part, we should be pretty well set and ready to go. So let me get a little bit more of this completed or worked on, and I'll get back to you. Doesn't look too bad if I do say so myself. They're all running nice and even. There was a little bit of a minor water implosion earlier. We went through when we were hooking these hoses up. I put Dawn dish soap on them to make the connections, especially for being how cold it was out. It helped us get everything hooked up. Well, I was aware of the fact that this whole thing could kind of be a bit of a bear, just to make sure everything is tightened up and flush. Well, it's my own fault. All these hoses going in on top through here, my mistake. They weren't in all the way. So when I fired the pump up the first time, I should have had my camera on it. I had soap, water suds, bubbles flying out of this. Extremely minor. All I did was take a pair of pliers, and I mean, this is some pretty heavy stuff. I mean, it takes quite a bit of abuse, but all I did was take some pliers and wrench on it and then press it on. I mean, they had to go on probably another 1/4 of an inch, but as you can see, the balls are all working exactly how they're supposed to. Pressure is staying relatively low. I got to go through and calibrate this yet, which isn't going to be that big of a deal. All I got to do is, I got a leak. See, this is why we do these things. I got a leak right there. So I'll get that checked. That's why I'm doing this. I ran it for 10 minutes, got all the O-rings wet. They seal better, just like how the like a suction cup mount works. Because I did have a few more minor leaks. I ran it for that 10 minutes, shut it off, let it sit for, what was it, about 20 minutes. Came back, fired everything up, and now I don't have near as many leaks. And other than my little, it wasn't exactly a little leak, but all I had to do is just like what I just told you. Worked really well, and everything else, looking over it, is working great. The next thing that we'll be looking at, that I would consider myself, if we do like this liquid setup, is pulling off these insecticide boxes, pulling off these seed boxes, and I really would look to getting 3 bushel seed boxes, so we can cover a little bit more ground. Then people are going to tell me, well, then you're still going to have to stop to fill up liquid. Good point. But the thing is, when you're putting corn down, I mean, if we can fill up 2 times a day, or even once at noon, and plant the rest of the day. And the reason I'm looking more at the 3 bushel boxes isn't so much for corn. I mean, corn is a low rate population as it is compared to soybeans. I'm interested in putting the 3 bushel boxes on it for soybeans. What's been keeping us from doing it is the fact that with the insecticide boxes, we've put on 4 bags of insecticide last year because just of the way our strips were gonna be laid last year, how we doubled them up. We're gonna have corn on corn, and we did do the insecticide. Now we can put it down through the liquid, from what I've been told. And what I'm so excited about doing this liquid, or having this liquid set up on the corn planter, this is just pop-up. This is not a starter setup. This is not a high rate. I think we're putting down, I just knew it too, is it between 4 or 5 gallons an acre? And that'll go quite a while. That's a 200-gallon tank. You fill it all the way full, divided by 4. And even on a full fill-up of seed, if we can do 40-50 acres on a fill, I mean, on a good day planting last year, 2 years ago, we put in 160 acres in one day with this. That was without liquid, and that was corn. But I am gonna add on to the end of this video yet. I probably not gonna do the calibration, guys, because that's really straightforward. I'm just gonna, I got a couple of 2 pails that are labeled, just, you know, your measuring cup essentially for chemicals. I'm gonna set one under on the end, one in the center, and I'm gonna calibrate it so I get the right rate, and then I'm gonna tweak it as I go, because I have to time it for 1 minute, and we'll see where we end up. But let me finish up with this, and you guys can see my last project for the 46. All right, I'm working on one of my last projects for the day. I want you guys to look at this and tell me if you can see a difference. This was the last minute, but it only took me like 5 minutes to do this. We got some lights right there, and then we got the old lights. Granted, looking into the sunlight in the doorway doesn't really help, but I just got done putting these on. These are from A&I. They're white. They're a lot brighter. I mean, my face or my eyes are kind of blind right now. This is what we're putting on. A&I LEDs work really great. 1440 raw lumens, 10,050 effective. As far as doing this, something that has had to have been done for a while now. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and do all the lights in 46, so that way, when we do some planting at night, which is very possible, we can at least see a little bit better behind us. We were debating on putting an aux beam bar on the back of this tractor, and we opted out of it. The LEDs look a lot nicer. Don't get me wrong, we do like those aux beams, but as far as adding something more onto the top of that tractor when we already got the harness, the GPS, and then having to put 2 aux beams on the top of this, which is what it would need, it's just not worth it, especially when we put these LEDs on it for a pretty fair price, and these will last a lot longer than those old bulbs would. But this is the planter, this is the tractor, this is probably where it's going to sit for tonight. The water, I'm done calibrating it. It worked great. Everything is all rows tested perfect. I gotta drain the rest of this water out of here, which pull the plug on it and no problem. But hopefully by tomorrow morning we will be planting. I'm not going to guarantee you that I'm going to have any planting videos up tomorrow. I'm going to probably film what I can wherever I'm at tomorrow. Yeah, I will be around the planter, but if I'm needed to go run the VT or something else, or go get parts, because tomorrow it's a startup day, and startup days are always fun. But and that's Ryan. Ryan's heading out to do the next farm. He's got this place done, and he's going to move on to the next one. But yeah, I want to focus on getting this done before dark, because I got some seed coming last minute. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. So take care, take it easy, keep in touch.